So adding and subtracting decimals is exactly the same way we would add and subtract any other numbers. So they've given me this question. I wouldn't write the question out like this. How would I write the question? Down the page. Don't start a normal textbook question by writing it across. Just start in the proper algorithm and you line up the place values. The decimal points are really easy for that because we line up all the decimal points for adding and subtracting. And that will line up the place values for us as well. You put your line under it. What can you do if some of the numbers don't have the same number of places? Pop in some zeros. So I'll do that in a different color so we know that's a bit of a different thing. So we can put in zeros where there's gaps if we want. I could put zeros in here. If I'm feeling confused, that one's up to me. So you can get away without the zeros, but for some of us it'll help us. Then we start as we normally would with adding at the smallest place value. 0 plus 9 plus 0, well, that's easy, that's 9. 7 plus 5 plus 0 is 12. When I've got a two-digit answer, what do I put down? Put down the 2, so I put down the units and carry the 1. That doesn't make it 10, it just says I've got to add a 1 in there. 1 plus 0 plus 6 plus 9. We can be a bit clever. 1 plus 9 is 10 plus 6, 16. Put down the 6, carry the 1. Now, it's actually a good idea to put the decimal point in, maybe even at the start of the question so you don't forget it. But the decimal point lines up question and answer. Bless you. Again, we can be clever because 9 and 1 is 10, plus 3 plus 3, 16. Put down the 6, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 and nothing else is 1. I've got my answer. So it's exactly the same as normal adding and subtracting. It's just there's decimal points in it. Subtracting. Again, I wouldn't write it out like this. Write it out with its proper algorithm. Line up the decimal points. And you can always put the decimal point in the answer to start with because you know it's going to go there. Once again, I've only got one decimal place here and 2 there. It will be very helpful to put in a 0 because the first thing I'm going to do is 0 minus 6. What do I do when I'm taking away a bigger number and I can't do it?
You borrow from the next number.
I borrow from the 7. Makes it 6. And that 1 that I borrowed comes over here and makes that 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. 6 minus 8, I can't do that again. Borrow from the 9. Makes that 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. I've got my answer.